Welcome to the darkness. Well, 20 of you. 19 now. Sorry, 18. Oh, what have I done? I'm just going to get us some ambient light. Who's out there? Oh, the red light district. Let's change that. That's way too bright. Let's go a little bit more dim. Don't have my little brother as a camera operator tonight, like the last time we did a live chat in the darkness. There we go. That should work. I thought Vim was going to come. I heard him get up behind me, but thought he was going to come help out. Okay, so it's been quite a hectic and busy few weeks for us. Hello, Octo Girly. Nice to have you with us. As you can see, there's a few bags around the eyes. Some of those are puppy related. Some of those are work related. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Jazzy Taz. Hello, Amanda. So we haven't done a live chat in a little bit, so I thought we would do one tonight. Yes. Hello, Ohi Bacon, Jacqueline. The puppy is sleeping, but I will take you to see her just now. Robert, how is the badger doing? The badger is absolutely fantastic. Hello, Daniel in Scotland. We are doing some minor modifications, and I say minor. One of the little clamps that holds our windscreen in place broke, so we are trying to source another one. In the meantime, we are just trying to figure a way to make it work till we can get one, because we can't get one in Hoedspruit. Hello, Diane. Vim is also, he's probably watching, but he's in the office. So as I said, it's been quite a crazy couple of weeks for us. We've experienced some interesting troubles and some incredible successes. Hello, Eileen. I can't help myself. Whenever I see the name Eileen, it just reminds me of that song. Oh, what's it? No, Come On, Eileen. That's the name of the song. So yesterday we were involved in an incredible thing by a project that's run by an NGO called, or an NPO called Diane. I will get to the news of the Cub and the Pride shortly. By the Rhino Revolution, which is a Hoedspruit-based NPO that deals with rhino orphans that come from all over this area. So if a mom's got killed, they've got a whole facility that's set up to look after the rhino orphans, and they've successfully released 5 orphans back into the wild. And we went to dehorn those 5 orphans yesterday. And Pisces Bobby, hello, thank you. Well, Marilyn, the Rhino film is not out yet. We're going to be doing, that's what I said, you might have seen we've been putting up quite a lot of short little stuff. Thanks, Robert. But the big project we've been working on is the Rhino project. So we're going to be putting that stuff out. Lindsay, do I think the animals will be more or less spooked by electric vehicles because you can sneak up in them? Hello, Becky. I don't think they're going to get spooked by it. I think they'll get used to it. You can still hear the sound of the tires on the road. Monique said she's writing a novel about a rhino orphanage. Okay, well, interesting, Monique. That's very, very interesting. Yes, we'll have some stuff coming about that stuff. So we've been trying to keep you guys entertained with some smaller videos and shorter videos and stuff like that. And while we get ready to launch that whole hello, Caleb Sup. Hi, Erlene. Hi, Barbara. You need a puppy? The puppy is sleeping. She's been a horror today. The puppy is one of the reasons I've got these under my eyes. I'm trying to wean her from sleeping in my bed, and she must sleep in her own bed on the floor, and she started crying. She was 2 nights fine on the floor, and then 2 nights of not so fine on the floor. Oh, hello, Monique. Hello, Huzia. Hello, Janet. Hello, Bob. Hello, Karen. Hello, Chris. Sure, so many of you. I do. Chris in Belgium. I have named Bucket's sibling, Eileen. Its name is BB. Can anyone guess what BB means? I think I'm quite clever, but no. Exactly, bad habit to start. Christine, we got her a bit younger than what you normally get puppies. That's why we let her um, sleep on the bed for a little bit, but she's now on the BB. Jamie G, not BB like that. Not grandmother in Swahili, because I do know that. It's BB. There we go. Laurie's got it right. Bucket's brother. BB Bucket's brother. Well done, Laurie. Yes, Robert, I know about the clock trick. You try find a standard old school alarm clock that ticks like a heartbeat these days. JB also got Bucket's brother. Tanis, it is not apple juice. It is lime and soda. You can see the green tinge. Lime and soda, not apple juice. Yeah, so I think BB is a good name for it, Bucket's brother. And have you guys been watching? Well, Robert, I don't know what you're trying to mail to me. Sorry, there's so many comments coming in. Sometimes Romit is having some tea in Kenya. Yo, Romit, next time I'm in Kenya, we're going to have to hook up in Nairobi or even better, somewhere out in the bush. Sylvia, yes, I know. It's a battle to... Oh, there's a very interesting question from Lindsay. What are your thoughts on Botswana lifting the trophy hunting ban? Woo! Lindsay, you're going to try to get me into trouble. So it's a far more complicated situation than what people think. There we go, Barbara Shinzele, the badger and the puppy, no sleep, yes. Out filming on the badger as much as possible. Get home, puppy keeps me awake. At least I have my darling mother and the Nunu, which is her dog, that they babysit Shoa for me. Hi, Sarah. Yes, I know a lot of you complained about the times of my live feed. And so I decided to mix it up a little bit tonight, do a bit later. We are going to start putting up polls about different times for live feeds, which suits everyone, so we can try accommodate everyone as much as possible. So, okay, let's just do a little quick general. What do you guys think on the opening of trophy hunting in Botswana? So let's keep it simple. Don't get into too much detail. Just yes, no, good thing, bad thing, etc., etc. So it's a very interesting thing to discuss. Lady staff, I also despise trophy hunting, but there's another kicker to the other side. Vim, Patty wants you to say 2 words at some point. Now, everyone's saying horrifying, no, horrid, no, stop trophy hunting. I vote no, I vote no. There we go. Becky, I don't have enough information for the decision, which is probably the best. Lindsay, with scientific involvement and strict regulation. No, bad thing, keep the ban on, no, bad. Bad thing, don't understand why it's complicated. Monique, it's very why. Anti-hunting unless truly used for food when needed. Will it help overpopulation without disrupting herd dynamics? So you guys are asking some really incredible questions here. So it's you believe in hunting for food, but not for sport. Now, need more info. Yes, that is exactly what we need. Food for who? So, Lisa, the trophy hunters they'll eat certain parts of the animals, but most of those hunting areas are in very, very rural communities. They are not within national parks. They are concessions that border the national parks, and these areas are very, very important for the actual meta population. So everyone gets very, very, very sidetracked on the hunting issue and whatnot. But there's a whole other story. Now, Botswana is faced with this conundrum and this amazing, well, not amazing, it's actually this huge negative response from the international community. And most people who are immediately attacking the Botswanan government have no idea about what has actually gone into this. So the ban was done by the last president without any consultation to the people or anything. He did it, and I'm not going to go into more than that because then I'll get into trouble. And there's a lot of politics in this type of stuff, and you got to be very careful what you have to say. So basically, let me explain most hunting concessions to you. So I apologize if I'm missing your comments because I need to concentrate and get all my thoughts in all my ducks in a row while explaining this. So what happens is you have hunting concessions that are the same size as some of the Botswana National Park. Now, these areas are what you would call marginal areas. So there were a bunch of safari companies in Botswana who petitioned for the stopping of hunting, and they got it. So then the Botswana government went to them and said, okay, now we were earning concession fees and hunting licenses, and we were employing people from all these areas. So, sorry, the hunting companies were doing all that. And so now all you photographic companies who petitioned for the stopping of hunting, why don't you come now take over the lease of this concession? Now, the lease of the concession, depending on the concession, is probably around $100,000 a year, etc. But that's to the government. A percentage of that, I think, is about 20% goes through to the community, and then you have the direct benefit for the communities. And a lot of these areas have actually villages and stuff in them. So then you have the direct benefit, which is employment. Now, if you shoot an elephant and whatnot, as I say, the hunters don't generally eat that much meat, etc. Now, all that meat was open to the community. And I've been in the hunting concessions and I've seen this stuff happen. And you've got people coming from 70, 80 kilometers away on a bicycle to come harvest this elephant meat. So that is a direct source of protein, a direct source of income in terms of employment. The communities also get a cut of the governmental fees and stuff that go in there. And they have direct source of meat and stuff like that. Now, for you, sitting wherever you might be in the world, it's very, very difficult to understand. Now, your average truly rural Motswana who's living out in these areas is probably earning less than $2,000 a year. And they are subsistence farmers, and an elephant can come wipe out their whole year's crop. And they're not actually selling their crop, they're living off their crop. And the reason Botswana's got this problem now is because they've done a really good job at saving animals. So now they actually have elephants spreading into areas where they haven't been for many, many years, where there are now people. And it's very easy to sit on the other side of the world and say, is everyone having tech issues? Okay, can you guys hear me properly? It seems like some of you are having tech issues. Sound only, I think. Oh, okay, if you give me... Okay, I'll take you with me. Give me 2 seconds, I'll have to fix the sound. What I'm going to do is plug a microphone into the iPad. Sorry, we're going to go to the Badger. Let me turn the camera on. The Badger, as you can see, is... Oh, is the camera turned? Oh, no, that's my fault. There you go. We were doing a little bit of work on the Badger. So we're in the Badger. My microphone should be in the Badger. Yes, it is. And I'm just going to plug this microphone into the iPad, and then we should have no more sound issues. Sorry, I normally do that. I just forgot tonight. It was the puppy keeping me busy. It was feeding time and whatnot. Okay, let me just plug the mic in. VMP, can you bring me a piece of tape for the mic so I can just stick it on my shirt, please? Yeah, mic's in, and we can get VM to say a word or two, which people are asking for you to speak, VM. Say hi, VM.
Yo, what's
There we
up?
go. Oh wait, we've got the light in the wrong place.
I know.
There we go. So VM is tech sorting me with a piece of tape so I can talk to you. How's that, guys? Does the sound much better now? Yeah, so don't run away just yet, VM.
So what's up?
We're going to get... Patty, VM didn't sell his camper. It's parked at the back of the house. We're actually going to get VM on one of these live chats to answer some tech questions and whatnot one of these days. But for now, VM is actually busy sorting out our archives. So all the footage and stuff we've shot, VM is making sure we don't lose it, etc. like that. Yes, Octo Girly, my t-shirt does say Death to the Pixies. Does anyone know what Death to the Pixies is? For a little lighter note before we go back into the elephant story. Christine wants to know, VM, do you remember the moonshine I bought in September?
Yes, I do.
He says, Christine, bracket, he says, yes, he does. He says he'll never forget it. Wendy in Washington isn't my favorite band. I think you meant band. But yes, it is one of my favorite bands. The band is Pixies, and one of their albums is called Death to the Pixies. And this is a concert that Jamie and I went to when the first time the Pixies ever came to South Africa. Yes, Lindsay, referencing an album, Pixel Gremlins. No, it is a rock band from the early 90s. That is one of my favorite bands. Not for everyone, it's quite heavy, but I do enjoy them. Jacqueline says, I've tried the moonshine. I agree with VM. I will never forget it either. It sounds like I don't want to ever try the moonshine. Lara Moore says, I need moderators, probably sooner rather than later. Well, I hope not. I don't want to get myself in trouble, and I'm not saying anything bad about anyone, but I think sometimes an unmoderated chat is not a bad thing. And with all of us chatting here, we don't get the trolls yet that just are talking absolute shit. So we've well, I can say shit because it's my own channel. Sorry, I'm joking. So I actually think sometimes no mods is actually a good thing. Of course, if we got some horrible trolls that were just putting random nonsense up that wasn't relevant to what we're chatting about, then we would look at it. But no, I don't think we need mods. Akil Anthony, I hope you're not our first troll who says I look like Jesus. I don't think I look like Jesus. Yes, so we're not going to have any mods. For now. Okay, back to what I was talking about, the elephant issue in Botswana, which is a complicated issue. Now, before we go back into Botswana as a whole, Andy, we're going to be talking about the Patreon live chats a little bit later, towards the end. But we'll chat about that a bit. We're just going to stick. Well, MC Rambo wants to know, why don't you shoot poachers? MC Rambo, if you earned less than $500 a year and you had a wife and 3 children and were given the opportunity to earn some money that could support your family, what would you do? The poachers who are doing the poaching aren't the problem. It's a much bigger discussion. And my personal opinion on this fact, and it's got me into many heated discussions, when you think killing another human being is the answer to the problem, you've already lost. You've already lost the battle, you've lost the war. Killing another human being is never the answer. Figuring out a better, bigger solution that sorts out a lot of different issues is the answer, and what that is, no one is sure yet. So people get very upset about lots of things, but you must understand that it's a really
complicated situation until you've actually, and touch wood, none of us chatting on here have been in that position where we would have to do something illegal to support our families, etc., like that. It's one of those things. I mean, so the actual poacher on the ground is generally dirt poor, earns absolutely nothing a year, and is just trying to provide for his family. So, if you were in that same position, what would you do? That's the question I'd like to ask you guys. There we go, Kathy, exactly. If your kids are hungry, you'll do anything. So, and you must also understand that a lot of these people have not even got junior school, let alone high school. So there's a lack of education, and therefore a lack of education leads to a lack of skill set, which leads to a lack of employment opportunity. Also, where a lot of the rhino poaching stuff come from Mozambique, there aren't employment opportunities. So it's a very it's a bigger discussion, and I actually get quite upset when people just sort of laser in on we must shoot poachers. I mean, there's a bunch of stickers in that are sold in the town I live in saying shoot a poacher, and I was like, well, if you were in their shoes, you would probably be a poacher. So I'd be very careful. And someone who's run anti-poaching and actually been shot at, and I've been stabbed before while running anti-poaching, and I can still, after being in that situation, see the other side of the coin. Now, R. Moore, animal use but not abuse. Responsible, thoughtful, appreciative use. Yes, now that goes back to this whole hunting thing. So much drama and so much controversy on this. Okay, I apologize if I'm not gonna read your comments. Yes, Vicky, we are still live. Or Paula, you're saying Paula, we are still live. I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of information, and then I'll come back to reading your comments, because I need to make sure my facts are correct, and because I don't want to start. And the one thing that you can ask most people, as soon as people start spewing nonsense, it makes me very, very, very upset. Joe, it is not beer; it is a soda water and lime. Okay, so we're gonna run through some facts quickly. The facts are that we're going to take two countries, or we can actually take Kenya as one example, and we can take Southern Africa, or Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia. We'll leave Mozambique. Mozambique's a bit more of a complicated story. I'm not going to get into Mozambique just now as our case study. So